Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and always excited to be with you as we look at some happy mail and as we do some crafting together, and just spend a little time chatting here as we hang out. All right, so welcome as you guys are coming in here today. So I do have 2 cards that we're going to make today, and I'm excited to show you some new products that come out tomorrow, and just hang out. Hi, Vesta. Vesta, I think I'm showing a card from you today. I think I saw one in the pile. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at. So before I get started with the happy mail, let me just share a couple of things because we're in a new month. So happy July. So tomorrow, July 3rd, there are new online exclusive products coming out. Now, I showed a number of those products to you a few weeks ago when I did my unboxing. But now it's actually time when you can order those. So there are all occasion stamps, there's fall, there's Halloween, there's Christmas. So all sorts of fun things that are coming out. And I'm going to show you a couple of those sets and dies today as we make 2 different cards. So that's coming out tomorrow. Also tomorrow, and tomorrow is July 3rd, so depending on when you're watching this video. Also on July 3rd, there are 2 new kit collection kits. And I got to see a sneak peek of those yesterday, and they are so cool. I'm very excited about them. So there's a stamping kit and a not stamping kit, and one is kid themed, although I think you could send it to anybody. I know I would enjoy it. So anyways, there's a couple new kits, so don't miss those. Make sure you look at the kit collections. And then also starting tomorrow, you guys, there's so much, I just have to keep going. Stampin' Up! Is doing bonus days again. So bonus days is in July 3rd to the 31st. For every $50 you spend this month, you will get a $5 bonus days coupon that you'll be able to redeem in August. So you can rack up those bonus days coupons. Now, the biggest thing I want to tell you, don't lose the emails that come from Stampin' Up! With your coupon codes. I don't have those, so I can't get them back for you. So don't lose the email that comes after your order with your coupon codes. So we start bonus days tomorrow. Okay, I think that's all of my announcements for right now. Actually, I did see a couple of questions come in on some other posts about my Christmas kits. Yes, I am starting Christmas kits this month. So if you're new around here, every month from July through November, I do a Christmas card kit of the month, which helps you to make 11 cards. You get 10 cards plus 1 completed to copy. So every month you can make 11 cards and get a jump start on your Christmas card creations. So my first kit will launch, I believe it's next week, and I'll have more than 1 kit. I might have gotten a little excited. I love all things Christmas, and so I have been designing Christmas cards and loving it. And so, yeah, I'll have some kits for you next week, so stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to do some happy mail, and the first one, welcome everybody who's coming in here. Oh, Amanda is crafting at her lake cabin. That's fun. That's what I want to do. That sounds super fun. Okay, the first one is from Terry Exton. I'm sorry I keep, scratching my nose. It itches. I think I'm probably going to have to sneeze. Okay, this first card from Terry, it says, I hope your day is filled with joy, and showcasing that gorgeous embossing folder. And then she's got the leaves there on the inside. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? I love that. Okay, the next one comes from Vesta Streeb, who I saw is on here today, from Colorado. And we've got a quilt block card. Oh, maybe I think I'm opening this wrong. Here, let's try it this way. It's a patriotic quilt block. And then her message there on the inside. Isn't that cute? I like that. Like all the little triangles, and they're embossed as well. Show that up close. Okay, and then I've got one from Kathy Murphy, one of my team members. She's in Illinois. And, oh, how perfect is this? Look at the stamp on the back of her envelope. Sending you happy mail. So Kathy's card. Here, let me move the Post-it note so you can see it in all its splendor. Okay, there we go. So it says a card to say hello. And then she had her Post-it note right here, but I took that out so that you could see how it's a see-through card. That's really cool. And because it said happy mail to you. All right. I love showing off what you guys are making. That's why I call this section happy mail, because it makes me happy to show what you're working on. Patricia says I look a little freckly. I can't help you there. I have no idea. I don't know if I have more freckles or not. Who knows? All right, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. And we're going to look at a couple of bundles that are coming out, like I said, tomorrow for the new online exclusives. There's more than just this, of course, and you can go back and look at those, the video that I showed you guys a few weeks ago. But today I am going to use Greetings of the Season right here. And that has Christmas, kind of, I don't know if there's New Year's. I can't read it upside down. Yes, there is New Year's. There's New Year. So you can kind of mix and match how you might want to do your greetings here. And then the coordinating die set, I had to make sure this is the coordinating set. The coordinating die set comes with all sorts of tags. They're stitched tags. Most of them are stitched. And I say tags because there's a little hole at the top of the tags. But you can cover that up. You don't have to use it as a tag. You'll see I'm going to use it on the cards we're making today. And then the second set I'm going to use in my cards is Sophisticated Sled. And this one you might have seen, I posted a Christmas card yesterday using this sled. And it has a coordinating set of dies as well. And I should say, because I think this is the first time I've shown this, I have reorganized my stamp stuff and put, if there are dies that are specific to a stamp set, like this one, this is very specific to this stamp set, I got adhesive magnet sheets. So this is stuck to the inside of my case. Adhesive backed magnet sheets. And I have put my dies inside of my cases. And this is just a little insert sheet that comes with the dies. So that covers it and makes sure there's a layer of protection between my dies and my stamps. And then for dies like this one here, where these dies, although they are the same name, they're not specific to this stamp set. I could use these dies for anything. So those will not go in my stamp case. So anyways, just a fun new organization that I'm trying. And so far I'm loving it. Okay, we're going to use these two bundles. So let's get crafting. So the first card that we're going to make is this one here. It says Season's Greetings. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Now this paper comes from, here it is, I covered it up. It's called the Iconic Celebrations 6x6. And this paper also comes out tomorrow. Now the pattern we're using today would normally be here on top, but I've used it all up. So I've already used up some of these patterns. But here, I'll just flip through here. We've got some leaves, little champagne glasses, hearts, kind of all occasions really in this one. The acorns and leaves. I love this plaid right here. We got some stripes. So we got some fall patterns in here. Here's kind of fireworks. Birthday candles. Let's see, we got some trees, we got some pumpkins. Ooh, I like the plaid too. some doves and stripes and trees. So this is the Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. So that's where the paper for both of my cards comes from, that stamp set. I'm sorry, that Designer Series paper. Okay, let me grab my pieces here. So we're going to start with our Cherry Cobbler card base. And of course my base measure is 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm just going to score it here at 4 1/4. Okay. And then we're going to take a piece of Mossy Meadow. And I think this one might actually already be the right size. So the first Mossy Meadow we need is 4 by 5 1/4. So this one is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the second Mossy Meadow that we need is 3 1/4 by 5.5. So try to measure my scrap here and see which way I have to go. So we're going to do 3 1/4. Oops. 3 1/4 by 5.5. And I think this one's already 5.5. So there's our second piece. And then our Designer Series paper is going to be 3 by 5.5. And I think, let's see, this one is 3 inches. All right, 3 by 5.5. Okay. That should be it for right now. So we'll take our card base and we'll take our two pieces, and I'm looking for my tape. Here we go. And we'll just tape these together. Now you saw, these are, you might have seen, I guess I should say, these are the two cards that I posted yesterday and today. I'm going to be posting Christmas cards throughout this month. But here's the fun thing about the Christmas cards I post. You could easily use them for any occasion, okay? Now, I'm putting this tree as a Christmas card, but it's just a tree. There's nothing Christmas about it. So you could definitely turn this into something else, you know, as well. Same is true of all of these layouts. Now, my Designer Series paper is just a tiny bit too tall compared to my cardstock. So I'm just going to trim it here. There we go. And now I can put this on the front of the card. So if I had paired this with, instead of Cherry Cobbler, let's say I had paired it with Pecan Pie, which is the color of the, I think, let me see here. I think Pecan Pie is one of the coordinating colors. Yes. So let's say I had used a Pecan Pie card base instead of Cherry Cobbler. Well, now you're not necessarily going to be thinking Christmas with these trees. So you can kind of see how that would change your perception of it. Now on the inside, I am going to put the Mossy Meadow, the other one that we cut. And we'll just set that right here. Okay, now I'm going to put this aside so that we can do some stamping. So I have a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5. And sorry, you guys, there's like tape boogers on my desk. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then this is one of those tags that I showed you from the Greetings of the Season stamp set. So we'll use our Cherry Cobbler ink. And I will stamp Season's Greetings right there. You can see that hole there for the tag. And then on the inside, I'm going to put, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Now, with this particular card, just by substituting colors or even the DSP, you could use this layout for any occasion you might need it for. Okay, let me close this just to be safe. And we'll bring back our card base. Since I've got the inside here, we'll start with that one. So we'll add that to the inside of our card. Then I can go ahead and close it. And then for my tag, I am going to I'm going to dimensionalize it here. I'll go ahead and stick one in the middle because I don't want it to kind of cave in on itself when my card is traveling to its recipient. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that down here. There we go. And I'm going to use a new embellishment here. These are called, let's see, the Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Back Berries. So you have kind of the trio of berries, and then you also have the single berries. Now, you could obviously put 3 of the singles together and make more trios if you needed to, but it's kind of convenient that they already have 3 together for you. So I'm just going to stick that on here. And then I need to grab, where's my ribbon? A new roll of ribbon that's coming out tomorrow is called the Frayed Gross Grain. I never remember if it's gross grain or gross grain, but anyways, it's a frayed ribbon. It's white, and it is, what's the size? 3/8 of an inch. So it's got a frayed edge to it. You could, of course, color this with your blends or markers and end up with any color ribbon that you might need it to be. But for this card, I'm tying in with the tag color, and we're just going to make it a white bow. So I'll cut my ends here at an angle. So I've got my bow, and then I can take some glue dots. And just because I have a hole here doesn't mean I have to tie ribbon through it. I don't have to use it like a traditional tag. You could cover that up with an embellishment, or like I'm about to do. We're going to cover it up with a ribbon, which kind of makes it look like it's a bow, or a tag, I'm sorry. So there we go. And there we have our first card. And I hope what you can see, like I was trying to say, is if I had used pecan pie and then stamped happy birthday, you would see this as a birthday card because of the color combination. Now, because I did green and red, people are going to naturally think Christmas, and hence the Christmassy greeting. But a layout like this is great for all occasions. Okay, let's make another card, because yesterday I promised that we would make the sled card that I posted on Facebook and Instagram. So we're going to use the Sophisticated Sled bundle, and we're going to make this card. It says, "May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. Merry Christmas." Okay, so let's grab our supplies here. So we'll start here, and actually what I'll do is I will start with the die cutting, and we'll just get that out of the way. So we'll take our machine, and I have a piece of early espresso and crumb cake. So I'm just going to stick both of those on here. Grab my Sophisticated Sled bundle, and I need my sled detail, And then I need the inner frame. Now this one here is for when you stamp the sled and you want to cut out the stamped image. Okay, hopefully you can see that. It's hard to fit everything in the frame with this big machine here. Okay, so we're going to do early espresso here. And we're going to do crumb cake. And hopefully my plate's a little old, so we'll see if my sled piece comes out okay. Let me check it before I get the machine out of the way. So my plates are kind of old, and so my die cut wants to stick to my plate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the machine over, because this might happen to you. So we'll move our dies. So this is our frame right here for our sled. And you got these fun little inner pieces, which you can keep. I'm actually keeping these for another card design I'm working on. So I'll just set those aside. And then this one, we're going to see if we can very carefully peel it off of my plate. There we go. I ripped a few of these yesterday when we were die cutting them. Okay, whoops. So now I can safely set this aside. Okay. So you do want to kind of watch as you die cut this. I need a pokey tool because there's not much that holds it together. I'll show you that as soon as I poke out these extra pieces. So poke these and the little holes. I think you'll be able to see why you have to be a little cautious. And if your plates are as well loved as my plates are, it might stick to the plate and actually rip into lots of pieces, which is what was happening to me yesterday. So here is our sled. So let me get these pieces out of the way here. And then here's the top of it. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we'll take our die cuts and we'll just set them back in here. There we go. And what you've got with your sled, now you've got the base of it, kind of the wood frame. This is going to lay on top of it. And then this is I think it's like the steering mechanism maybe for the front of the sled. There we go. So that's how we're going to build our sled. Okay, so I'm going to move that over here. And we will take a piece of Mossy Meadow. Oh, you're saying you don't have sound. You can't hear me? Huh. Let's see here. Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Vesta has sound. Wonderful. Okay. Hey, I was like, oh no, am I talking to myself? I just wanted to make sure when I saw a comment come through about the sound. Okay, so we are going to do Mossy Meadow. I've got a piece of 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, so here's our card base. And then we will take a piece of Misty Moonlight. And we're going to cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. So, let's see here, I'll do 3 3/4. Actually, I should have cut that the other way, because we actually need 2 of these. Could have saved myself a cut. But 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm just going to do it again. Let's see, I got to make sure I do this the right way so I use the paper correctly. So you need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 5. Okay? we got 2 of those. And then we're going to need a piece of Very Vanilla. And this one is going to measure 3.5 by 4 3/4. So just a step down from the Misty Moonlight. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay. All right. I think that's everything. So we'll bring this back over here. Oh, no, it's not everything. We also have to do our designer series paper, but I'll come back to that in a second. Let's do some stamping first. So I've got my inside piece, and then I accidentally got a little gung-ho when I was stamping these, because I'm stamping these for a project, and I stamped them all. I forgot to leave a blank tag to do for today's video, so just pretend like you saw me stamp that. But for our inside piece, we're going to use Misty Moonlight. And we've got this long sentiment: may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. I love it when we have big sentiments like this for the insides of our cards. So this particular design is great for when you don't want to have to write a lot in your card. So in Greetings of the Season, let me bring this back here for a second. The 2 large stamps I've been using are in here. You also have all of these single words up here that you can mix and match as you want to. I wanted to match this blocky font right here. So I took Merry and Christmas and I put them both on the same block, just in a line. Because I did want my card to say Merry Christmas. So that way we have kind of the blocky font, the scripty font, and then back to the block. But I could have just as easily used the Merry Christmas that was the scripty font as well. Now last but not least, I am going to add some snowflakes, because we're making a nice wintry card. And there we have it. So you can see why I said this is perfect for when all you want to do is write the person's name and then sign your own name. These big inside fonts are really good for that. Okay, so we'll take the inside of our card and we'll tape a piece of the Misty Moonlight. Get a new tape runner here. Okay. So we'll put our Misty Moonlight down first, and then I can add the Very Vanilla over it. And I chose vanilla because of the designer series paper that I'm using. It ties in really well with that. Plus we'll be using a vanilla ribbon. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and close the card. But we're gonna set this aside because we haven't cut our designer series paper. So what we're gonna do is I am using 2 different patterns. I've got the snowflakes and then I've got the stripes. So you can see on the back, variety of trees here on the back side. So let's cut our DSP. We'll start with the stripes. And I will start with, let's see, the larger piece. This is, I need it to be 2 inches by 1 3/4. So this is already 2 inches wide. So we'll do 1 3/4. So 2 by 1 3/4. And then this piece, I need to be 1.5 by 3. 1.5 by 3. Okay. So just using up some scraps here. Okay, so I'll set that out here. You can kind of see how we're going to build this. Now my snowflakes, the first piece I'm going to cut 2 by 3 inches. So 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, and that's going to come right here. So you see how this is going to come together. And then this one needs to be 1.5 by 1 3/4. So we'll do 1.5 by 1 3/4. There we go. And so now we've got our 4th piece here. Okay, so you can see here how I have that arranged. And let me grab the Misty Moonlight, and I will start attaching my pieces. Now I have measured this out so that it leaves 1/4 inch border. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the even borders on my 2 sides here. And that's how I'm going to set my piece down. I'll put the stripes next to it. And if I have done my job correctly, then you'll see you've got even borders left on the other 2 sides. And then we can add our bottom ones. And I just have them all kind of butting up against each other, no spaces in between. If you're nervous about getting the measurements just correctly, just add 1/8 inch or even 1/4 inch when you're cutting them out. Just make your strips a little bit bigger, because you can always overlap them if you're worried that you're going to have gaps in your paper. But the other nice thing is, because of the colors I've chosen, you almost wouldn't be able to tell. There actually is a slight gap right here, and you really can't tell because the Misty Moonlight blends in so well with the Designer Series paper. Okay, so our sled. So I'm going to grab my glue. You know, one of the things I told you guys this year was that my goal for 2024 was to learn to be better with glue. I'm trying, still got some work to do. Because Tombow dries tacky, I'm always worried about some of the glue being exposed when I put my project down. So I get really paranoid about that, because I don't want to leave any sticky areas, you know, on my project. So I think about that a lot. All right, so we got that one. I don't worry as much about this one because it's a bigger area. All right, so I will take my first piece and I'll stick my sled frame here. And then we'll add the wood base, the wood grain. Press that down, make sure it sticks. It looks like I need a little bit more glue on here. There we go. Then I can add kind of the handle or the foot pedal or whatever it is that this part's supposed to be. I never rode a sled like this when I was a kid, so don't exactly know what all the parts are. Isn't that adorable though? That is such a fun sled. Okay, we're gonna turn this over and we're gonna add some dimensionals. Now again, with this layout, when I'm always talking about other seasons, so far on the front, we have done nothing to make this a Christmas card, okay? Even my tag here that says "Let It Snow" could still be used for like a winter birthday or, you know, some other occasion. Now, obviously, I made it very Christmassy by what I stamped on the inside, But you could use this layout and even the sled and not make it a Christmas card. Okay, I need a couple of dimensionals here. Love to dimensionalize stuff. And then before I stick that down, I'm going to grab another new ribbon that's coming out tomorrow. And that is this cream woven ribbon. And it's a very soft ribbon. And it's small. Let's see, what size is this? This is a 1/4 of an inch is what this is. Again, another one that you could easily color. I'm a huge fan of light colored ribbon because it gives us so much flexibility. I'm gonna make a tiny little bow here. Make that nice and small. Okay. And there we go. So I'll take this and I'm going to stick that up here, kind of at an angle coming off the sled. And then we'll take our glue dots. Now you still have time to sign up for the product shares. So I do have online exclusive product shares. I can only guarantee your product shares if you can get your order in today. So make sure you head over to my website and click on product shares and sign up for those. The product shares come with 4 different designer series paper, 2 embellishments, and I think there's 3 ribbons or 4 ribbons, something like that. So it comes with a sampling of all of it, but I don't know how fast stuff will sell out tomorrow. So that's why I can only guarantee product shares that the orders are placed today. So be sure to check that out. Now I'm going to finish this off with pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive backed dots. So let me hold these up here, because you might be able to see kind of the lines that are in them, especially in the clear ones. They have this kind of textured element to them. So I'm going to use the pecan pie ones. We're going to add a little bling here to our card. I'll use 2 big ones and a small one to fancy up my sled. All right, so let it snow, and then it becomes a Christmas card, or stamp it happy birthday, because this would be great for a winter birthday as well. Okay, in case you were late coming in, the first card was this one. Now, throughout the month, I will post more Christmas ideas just because it's Christmas in July and we have a whole bunch of products coming out. And so I want to be able to showcase those, not just on Facebook Live, but in other posts. So you'll see those coming out, some ideas for you this month. And then my Christmas card kit of the month will launch next week. So thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in to Coffee and a Card today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 cards, whether you use them for Christmas or not. Thanks for being here. And don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.